see what I got to do that. I can set it up as an emergency call. All right, it should leave us. I think it'll leave us alone.
So as I bought New Mexico, and of course Bill handled the transaction, he came to me and said, here's a way for your dad to avoid some tax. And he and Bruce got together, and basically the way it worked was that Mother made the payment.
Yeah.
And then I paid her exactly that in lease, so that it was a pass-through.
Okay. It's okay, go ahead.
Well, I mean, that's Gillum and Runyon. Mother had nothing to do. That was much later. That was 1995.
Okay, well, I thought one of those things she gave me that it's under her name.
I don't know. Could be. I could go back and look.
But you don't think she's got any money in that?
I know she doesn't.
Like Gillum and Hudson?
That was what we did for Dad.
Okay. For him or for them? You're saying for them?
For them.
Okay. And so then are those two still in her name, or are they?
No.
When did they transition out?
Once we paid them off, we had to put them under my name.
And where did her? Because it was a chunk of money that came out of Canada, so where did all that go? Are you saying she's used it all up? Well, I mean, you've managed her money.
I only managed her money. No, I didn't. Let me make that clear to you. I've not managed her money. Let's talk about that for a minute, because that bothers me. She has an investment account with Raymond James. She gets a statement. And see, I think maybe I'm beginning to understand, because suddenly when she wanted this, I want my house, she quit bringing the statements to me.
The Raymond James statements?
And her bank statements. And I thought, that's funny. Well, she would bring the statement to me.
Wait, so what are you thinking? You're thinking that has something to do with me?
I don't know. I'm just saying I didn't.
Okay. I'm not making any accusations, and I don't want you to.
That, but I think she is.
Okay. Well,
I think she's been kind of.
Well, she
confused.
is. Yeah, she's very concerned.
Okay.
I mean, you need to understand. She has said to me, the best thing that could happen to me right now is for me to die, because otherwise I'm not going to leave you anything. I've already given my house to Frankie, and unless I die soon, you're not going to get anything. And that's her mentality right now. I need to die. And that's terrible.
Did I give that to her?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I would think you would willingly say, Mother, if it makes you feel better, here's the house.
Absolutely not, because she's not thinking clear enough, and she couldn't afford it.
Well,
I'll tell you what, if I quit doing the house, you or she would have to pay Jose and his transportation. You or she would have to pay Ms. Aguirre and her I mean, the list goes on and on and on. She hadn't paid property tax on that thing in years. She has not paid home insurance on it in years.
Yeah, I pay all that stuff. I'm used to
No,
that
you
on
don't.
my house.
On
I'm
your-
used
you
to.
don't
I'm
own
used to.
hers.
I know, but I'm used to all that. I know what it
Okay,
takes to
but
run a
I'm
house.
saying I pay all of that.
But I mean, that's maybe $10,000 a year.
Okay. All right. Are you paying her $10,000 a year?
I'm paying a lot right now. I mean, I'm spending a lot of money. Yeah, and she knows I am. But I mean, I don't even tell her what I'm doing, because I don't want her to worry about it. She told Rudy at El Paso Physical Therapy, that she was going to quit last year when Medicare ran out, because she said, I can't afford to do this. And Rudy called me and he said, hey, he said, your mom really, she needs to keep doing this. I said, yeah, of course she does. He said, she says she's going to stop because she didn't have money to pay for it. I said, don't say another word to her, just send me the bill. So she has no clue, and she would stop today if she knew I was paying for it.
Okay. And I'm sure she'd wanna do the same on what I'm having done for her, but she doesn't know and doesn't need to know. So what I don't understand is how she would gain anything other than to take the house and sell it, which ain't gonna happen. It's not gonna happen.
I don't. She has no desire to sell it.
Well, you said she could sell it and get this astronomical
Well,
number.
you know, I think we've got to look back and see, obviously, what, you know, I mean, I think Dad's intent would have been that, you know, she had it and it was hers to live in and do what she needed to do with it as long as she lived. And I think obviously that would have meant that if he felt like she needed to sell it to maintain her lifestyle, she was free to do that. And you and I could be the first buyers.
Well,
So why not pay her for it?
I'm not sure I agree with that, but anyway, because it's my inheritance.
But so what? No, it's only, you and I only inherit. I mean, this is just like the Means kids. Who cares what they get until Aunt Ruth is taken care of till the day she dies?
That's right.
And who cares what you and I get until the day she's gone? If she, you know, if she needs to sell that house to maintain her lifestyle, then you and I can step up and buy it.
We have the option to take care of without it selling.
Then she needs to see the money. She needs to say, she needs to see it. She needs to see that she has $600,000 set aside. If she needs to go live at Legacy, she can spend $6,000 a month and not worry about it. She needs to live like Aunt Jo lived, where she can live in kind of a grand style without, you know, and have people come over for lunch. And I had to go, I spent money on Christmas gifts for everybody in the family because she didn't want to spend money.
Well, I've tried to tell Mother, between what she has coming in Social Security, what she has coming in her investments, she could pay this $4,000 or $5,000 a month and never touch.
Well, you told me it wouldn't quite match it. You told me she'd have to pull some money, out of Raymond James to do it. I mean,
No.
she's only doing, I think, $2,200 a month or something, Social Security.
Well, she's got Social Security, she's got Raymond James, and by the way, I don't know what she's getting out of Raymond James. Now that, I think she probably has said to you, well, I think Frankie must be, and I really take offense to her kind of insinuating to
That she must be what?
That I must be using some of that money somewhere.
Oh, she's never implied that.
Okay.
Never. I mean, she knows, you know, I pay her credit card statement just by, you know, logging on and paying it off of her bank account. I have no clue what's in her bank account.
Her
so
bank account is huge.
Well, but when I pay it every month, I just kind of go, okay, here we go, you know, because I don't know, because you all do that. And that's why I say, that's, you know, you take care of her bank account. You talk to whatever his name is at Raymond James. I don't have anything to do with that. So I have no clue. You know, and so I'm flying dark when I'm trying to help her. And, you know, I mean, as I'm looking at you know, her needing more and more health care, I'm kind of going, okay, I don't have a clue what's going on here, you know, and I'm having to try to make decisions for her. You know, I ordered her this morning a new electric blanket. Her electric blanket on her bed, you know, it works in little strips, little pieces here. Mother, what's up with this? How long have you had this? Well, it was Aunt Jo's. I'm just using, you know. Oh my gosh, you know. So I told her, I said, I'm getting you a new one.
Mother's where she doesn't want to spend money.
Well, but she needs to not. She's scared to. She is scared to. She wants to die, so she won't spend money. It's not about shouldn't. We just need to give her documentation that says, Mother, here's what you got. You know, you could do this much a month, and if you live to 102, you could spend this much a month, and everything will be fine.
And we can do that.
Well, let's do it. And then let's meet with her next week, and let's let her see that, and I think she'll be okay.
Easy enough done.
Okay. Well,
and I told her this. I said, you know what? I don't manage things that I don't see. And suddenly I have not been able to see her bank statement or her stock report for 2 months straight. And when I asked her about it, oh, they're in here and I'll give them to you, but she hadn't given them to me. And so I said to her the other day, I said, you know what, I think I want to resign. I think I want out of taking care of your finances for you, because I'm not seeing them. And I don't get any gratification really out of looking after them.
No, I mean, it's a
And
job.
I've got it pretty well designed between Scott Newman and Mark Laterza, Scott Newman and Maureen, because they send her Raymond James sends her the statement, and it goes straight to Mark or to Maureen, and they can see what she made.
What is she getting out of Stewart Properties? I mean, there's a lease down there. What does she get out of that?
Nothing.
Why?
Because it was left to me. Well, I'm sorry, let me correct that. Yeah, she is getting. She's getting the transportation. She's getting.
No, we've said that's $10,000. That's about it.
It's more than that.
Okay.
And I'd be glad to compare, but let me tell you something. Remember something.
I'm hearing that 301
Stewart Properties was run into the ground.
No, Stewart Brothers was. Stewart
No,
Properties
Stewart
is
Properties was too. I had to spend a ton of money bringing that building back up.
So
I had
what?
to spend it.
So what? That thing's generating how much rent a month?
That was left to me
No.
because of that.
Where is there paperwork to say that 301 Frontera was left to you? That Stewart
You've
Properties
seen it.
was. What else
You've
is?
seen
What have I seen?
The deal from Clyde Pine and Bill Mounds.
No, that's the house
That's the house.
that Mother signed.
Okay.
Okay, where's one like that for Stewart Properties? It says
There
Dad
is
gave
one.
it to you.
There is one.
Let me see it.
I don't need to let you see it if you don't believe me.
Of course I need to see it.
No, you don't.
Why don't I?
Because I'm telling you, you take my word for it. If you don't take my word for it, then this
We-
conversation's over.
When she
You know what? Let me tell you something. Be careful, because I still have the paperwork on Stewart Brothers,
That's fine.
tire account, on and on and on. Do you have any idea how many hundreds of thousands of dollars disappeared?
No, there were not hundreds of
There were
thousands of dollars.
hundreds. I've got proof.
Well, that's fine. You should have done something with it. If there was a crime,
protected you.
if there was a crime committed, it is ancient history, and there wasn't. But if there was,
a crime committed
Okay.
against father.
turn
Embezzlement
it in.
and forgery.
See where it goes. It's
No,
30
it's between
years
you
ago.
and me. It's between you and me.
It's 30 to 40 years ago.
It's family.
It's got nothing to do with Stewart Properties.
It's got everything to do with it.
Mother needs income, and that thing's generating income.
No, she
and
doesn't need income.
Yes, she does.
Well, prove it.
She's sitting over there saying she wants to die. Don't
up here.
do this. Don't do this. You're going to put the whole thing in a situation where we're going to end up having to get lawyers involved. I don't want that.
You've already got lawyers that find who you. I bet you money the will's already been changed. I bet you.
How much do you want to bet?
Show it to me.
Show you what?
The
I've
original.
not changed a thing.
Show me the original.
Of Mother's will?
Mm-hmm.
She's got it. Or I don't know who's got it. I don't have the original. Who has it?
Well, let me just say this.
No,
to you.
how much did you want to bet on that?
Well,
You're accusing me of something that
I'm
is
saying,
totally
I'm saying Mother
bogus.
changed it.
Mother hasn't changed it. How
Okay.
could she?
All right.
You would have to go
I
with
would-
her, or I would have to go with her.
I'll retract that she changed the will.
Okay,
I retract.
stop accusing me of crap I haven't done. Now, what do you think she
You
would have
deny
changed?
you've never done anything against this family? Yes or no?
I have made mistakes. Have you?
Mistakes?
You bet.
Month after month after month, mistakes?
I spent everything I could down there trying to keep Dad so that he wouldn't go down the tubes mentally and emotionally because of the things that I was going through that were going
What you spent
on.
on border tracks and what you spent on medical transfer, do you forget?
No, I haven't forgotten a thing. And I knew you'd want to dredge all this up. See, nothing ever goes away for you. Nothing.
No, it doesn't.
You just keep it filed away so you can hammer somebody at the right time.
If they need it.
Yeah, and you want to hammer me. My whole hope is, to honor Dad, to honor Mother by doing whatever I can to keep the family together. But it can't happen when you're sitting there saying, no, I don't have to tell you anything. No, I'm not going to show you anything. You screwed up 30 years ago, and I'm going to rub it in your nose from here on. I'll never let you forget it. And that's what I'm hearing. Is that the relationship we're going to have for the next 20 years of our
You and I
lives?
haven't had a relationship in several years. You never call, you never anything. And that's okay. I understand. I understand.
No, unfortunately, you kind of decided back when we had a conversation in here once before, you know, and Tim had been stupid and had done some stupid things, and I asked you to step in, and you said nope, and I said okay, you know, and I told you then, I said we kind of need to go our separate ways, and so we did.
Okay, we did.
But this ties us together, and we have to take care of her.
Well, it may tie us together, but you're not going to dictate how we're going to do it.
No, but we're going to do it together.
If I choose to.
No, no. If
I choose to, we'll do it together, and if I don't, we won't.
Then there will have to be lawyers involved.
Get them. That's, you live and die by lawyers.
Yeah.
And you'll spend, you know what? You'll spend more on lawyers than you will on taking care of mother.
I know. I don't want to do that, but I want her to live.
That's brilliant.
I want her to live, you know, the best she can live. I'm hoping for another 5 or 6 years, and I'm going to make them great.
You know what? With what she has, she can do it.
She can't. She does not see that. If you want to sit down and go through a spreadsheet and show her how she can do 5 years at $6,000 a month and not run out, then let's do that. So that she can feel like, hey, I didn't just give Frankie the house and I'm using up everything that I wanted to give to James. That's her dilemma right now. And I don't care, and she knows I don't care. She knows I would
spend. It worries you if it worries her.
No.
I mean, she's got enough at Raymond James, she can live for 5 years up there.
I don't know that.
I do. Take my word for it.
Well, no, I want to see it.
If she wants me to show up too, and you know what, I'm gonna say to her, and I'm gonna say the same thing to you. I want to turn Raymond James over to you, and I want to turn the bank account over to you.
Well, that's fine. I don't, you know, I'm fine doing that.
I mean, mother's got probably by now $110,000 to $115,000 in cash in her checking account. How many months will that pay up there?
You know, if we're only paying for there, that's one thing. But if we're paying for medical care and all that, that's another thing. If mother stays in her house, you know, then we're talking about
for her medical care, for her medical insurance. We pay it
Medicare. Well, that's probably $300 a month.
Something like that.
Yeah, I keep up with Medicare. I have people that work that use it, so I keep up with it. So that's $300 a month. I mean, you know, I'm spending more than that every month on, you know, on physical therapy. So
that's not. That's an elective. That's not.
It is absolutely not an elective. It is what keeps her mobile.
Okay, by your choice.
No, not by. Ask the doctor. The doctor writes a prescription. It's her money.
I commend you.
Yeah, I'm going to do right by her.
Good. I'll try to follow your wonderful example.
I hope you will.
I'm trying.
No, this is tragic. This is tragic. I mean, isn't the highest, best goal, you know, what Dad wanted to do was he took care of her like a queen the whole time he was alive. That's what he would want now. That's what I spend my life doing, is letting her live like a queen. And you're wanting...
You know how much estate Dad had left when he died? Do you know?
Well, he sold Canada and came out of that with a pretty good chunk, you know.
You know what? He sold the farm and it disappeared. We never did find it.
What do you mean? What happened to it?
Fair question. Fair question. Maybe it's sitting in an account somewhere. It's my understanding he got like Dad didn't take me into his confidence back then. My understanding he got about $600,000 out of it. Where is it?
I don't know. We got to find out.
You were in business with him at the time. If anybody has a way to find out, it's you.
I had no knowledge of the farm. No, I mean you know when you took all the records out of there, so I have no idea. You know, I mean I knew you took them. I didn't object to that. I was fine with that. But I have no clue.
You remember the night you walked out, you told me I better get involved. Yeah. And you never set foot back in there again.
Right. I did, and you know I hope I've tried to express appreciation for that through the years.
Doesn't sound like it right now.
Because we're not talking about me.
Yeah, we are.
We're talking about Mother.
Us.
We're talking about Mother.
Okay.
And I'm talking about doing the best I can for her.
How much does physical therapy cost a week?
It depends on how many times she's going, but you know, on average, I've been paying about $450 a month.
Okay, so, and do you think, for example, just Jose alone doesn't get close to that?
I don't know. I don't have no clue. And what does it matter? I mean, Jose is working for you. That's your house.
He's taking care of that house.
That's your house.
That's right.
He's working for your house.
That's right, but Mother's enjoying it.
It's not Mother's deal.
Mother's
Don't count that.
enjoying it.
Don't count that to her benefit,
Okay.
though. It's not hers.
Okay.
He's maintaining your property.
Okay, good. Don't forget it. Don't you forget it.
I mean,
My
what?
property.
Does that? I don't
hope
understand what that gives you. Is that?
You
I mean,
don't
is that?
waste time with lawyers, because I suspected something like this was coming when she quit giving me statements, and so I took that deed to Clyde Pine and I said, Clyde, is this good? He said,
Well, of course it's good.
yeah. So I
Oh,
don't
you
know if she
wasted
hoped to
money
gain.
to go ask him. Of course it's good.
So
It's
what do you
ironclad.
hope to gain by getting lawyers involved, except to spend a lot of money?
I don't know. You know, I mean, if you're willing, you told me to come here today because you were going to show me documents. There are no documents. And then when I ask you, okay, show me where Dad says he was going to give you Stewart property. No. When I ask you, you know, show me what Mother's income looks like. No. You know. And so if I can't get you to cooperate with me to give me that stuff, then what choice do I have?
Get them. Get them.
Okay.
If you have to hide behind a lawyer, get them.
I'm not hiding. I'm asking in person, face to face. I'm asking you.
What do you want to know? Her income? I don't know what her income is,
Why do you not know?
because I don't get the statement.
How often do you talk to what's his name in Dallas?
I never ask him about Mother.
Who takes her documents to Mark Laterza?
I do.
Then you do know.
I do not know. I purposely don't know. I don't pry. When
Then-
they come, I take it to Mark and say, let's do the tax return. You know what? She doesn't even pay Mark Laterza.
Oh, I'm sure. Mark's great. Mark's
No,
great.
I pay.
No,
She doesn't.
but I'm sure, you know, Mark's good to the family. He's been good. And I don't use him. I mean, you know, I don't have anything there anymore. But, you know, Mark's always been a good friend. So,
Well, if you want a spreadsheet, show me what you spend on it. And
well, I mean,
by the way,
then maybe
the Gator
that's
doesn't count.
then what?
That's not necessary. Your four-wheeler. Don't put that down, because I wouldn't count that as something that's for her. If it's needed for her. You could say it is. Okay, that's fine.
That's the only reason I have it.
Okay.
I have no interest in the thing other than that. You should know me well enough. That ain't my kind of thing to do.
Well, that's David's kind of thing. It's a lot of people's kind of thing.
David doesn't spend a weekend every 6 months in Rio.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I'll be glad to
I mean,
compare-
that there again, see, you're making these assumptions, and they're negative assumptions that I've somehow that the only reason I bought that thing is because
I
Mother,
didn't say that. I didn't say that.
you know, says week after week. It's gotten to where now she wants to go so much that even on weekends when I'm not sure we want to go, and I've told you that, you know, I take her because Mother says she feels better up there. And so to make sure that we never have to stop that, I first bought the golf cart, then I bought this thing to make sure, without ever really telling her, hey, this is why I'm doing it. I try to dress it up, make it fun. Hey, this is Rita's Rocket. I'm doing it so that I can get her right up to the door, to the last time she wants to go up there.
Great.
I'm keeping oxygen up there because, you know, we began to get concerned that she was having trouble breathing at the altitude. You know, I mean, all these things.
I'll be glad to compare spreadsheets. Put yours together. Tell me when it's ready.
We can do that.
I guarantee you, you're going to be a little surprised at what's going for her care.
You know, I'm not trying to play one up. That's not my
Well,
deal.
You say I'm not contributing to her well-being.
I didn't say that.
That we've got to get a bunch of money so she has it. Mother's not capable of managing money.
I'm not saying she needs to manage it. I said she needs to be able to see a path forward. That's all I said. I didn't say turn over a checkbook. I said she needs to
She's
see a
got
path
checkbook,
forward.
I guess.
I didn't say anything about a checkbook. I said she needs to see a path forward. She needs to see, Mother, here's how much money you've got. Here's how,
She sees
you know.
that every month, James. Take my word for it. She sees it every month.
Then you, I mean, unless, so I guess, can I go to Mark Laterza then and say, let me see some tax returns so I can begin to figure out how she spent money?
No question. I'd be glad to call Mark and tell him, show James whatever he wants to see. Thankfully, I have nothing to hide.
I'm not saying you do. I'm just saying, if you don't have a clue how her money's spent, then she's flying blind, because she has told me that you all do this every month. So I've assumed you all together are managing her funds. And if that's not been true, oh my gosh. Then a 96-year-old is having to try to figure it out on her own.
No, she's got help from Scott Newman.
Not to spend her money. He may be helping her manage the income, but who's helping her look at what she's spending?
I guess you are.
I haven't ever looked at it, because you and she go through the checkbook. The only thing I do is every month I have on my calendar pay her credit card.
But you don't pay with your money, you pay with hers.
No, exactly.
And I see it every month. So.
I know you do.
Okay.
And you see every check she writes.
I see every check, and if it worried me, I would bring it to her.
So you do know what she spends every month, because you balance her checkbook.
I look
so
at
you
what
know
she
what
spends,
she right.
Only who the check goes to.
Right. So it's not that she's been.
So what's your complaint if I see him?
I'm not. You said you don't.
You ought to applaud me and say thank you for looking after her.
You just said you don't have a clue how she spends her money.
I don't.
But you do. You manage her checkbook, so you do know where she spends her money, and that's not bad. That's a good thing. At 96 years old, there are so many people who try to take advantage of someone like that. Someone needs to see her checkbook and her all that stuff every month to make sure someone's not doing something terrible to her.
Would you like to have her, may I recommend to her that she let you work with Scott Newman and that you balance her checkbook?
Sure, I'm okay with that. If you don't want to do it, I'm fine with that.
I really don't, because you know what? I don't like what's insinuated. I really don't.
I've not insinuated anything.
Okay.
You've made some pretty serious accusations toward me, and of course, drudging up 40 years ago stuff to rub it in my nose. I'm not saying that I purposely was trying to, for my own benefit, do something. I tried desperately, to keep everything afloat.
Was Border Tracks for Dad's benefit?
Everything. I tried to keep everything afloat just to keep some semblance.
He was adamantly opposed to it.
He never told me that. I mean, he didn't like it.
Many times.
He told me he didn't like it.
To it.
But he never said you shouldn't be doing that. He just, he had his, he didn't like it because he didn't understand it. But he wasn't,
Did he put money into it voluntarily, knowledgeably?
No.
He didn't.
Yeah, no.
But a lot of his money went into it.
I don't know.
Trust me.
No. Again, that's 40 years ago, and if you want to, sure.
We can keep this as friendly as you want, or we can get down and dirty if you want. Either way.
What is the purpose?
That's why I'm wondering, what is the purpose?
My purpose is to take care of Mother.
Has
my
Mother
purpose
not been taken care of? Yes or no?
She is not getting adequate attention. She's not getting adequate funding right now. And I want to address that
what is
right
she not getting
now.
Funding for?
She needs to have more income, apparently, right now. I need to be in a position where, if I need to write a check on her account starting this week, and it goes to 24 hours a day, and it's $15 an hour, I can write that check and not worry about that we're not going to have money, she's going to run out. And I don't have a clue. I don't know how many months I could take care of her and have someone over there taking care of her before suddenly it would just all be gone.
Well, and you know and I know that when it gets to that point, the state steps in and they will pay her retirement home and that kind of stuff.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, Medicaid.
Whatever it is.
Well, I don't want to be dependent on Medicaid for her. I don't want to be a state.
If you don't, then do whatever you want. You got my permission.
Well, how much money are you going to put in? How much money am I going to put in? What are we going to do? We got to have a plan.
I'm going to see that she stays over there, and I'm going to see that her needs are met. Now, what you think and what I think are very different.
Right.
And so we're probably not gonna agree.
Right, and the house will fall down, and she's gonna be in it.
The house will not fall down
When is the roof gonna get replaced?
when it needs to be.
It needs it.
No, it doesn't.
Send
your
anybody
opinion.
over there. Send a roofer over there
I
and ask
had a
him.
guy go look at it, and he said, we're still okay.
When are the rugs gonna get replaced so we don't have?
They don't need to be.
Yes, they do. The rugs, you look at walking in the hallway into her bathroom, and you're gonna see that it's bunched up in the middle like this.
Okay.
For a 96-year-old who shuffles, that is dangerous.
Does it need to be replaced or just stretched back into place?
The carpet needs to be replaced. There's been a rat throughout that house, urinating all through there. We've picked up, the feces, but that house needs to be revamped. Her bathroom needs to have handles that a 96-year-old can hold on to in the shower. Those are the kinds of things that need to be done. She doesn't, want to spend the money on it because she says it's not my house.
Well, you make a list of what you think needs to be done, what you and I agree on. I will see that it's done.
You're not, you're not going to agree, so I just need to spend the money.
You're welcome to spend the money.
Yeah, I know,
You're
and I
welcome
will.
to.
I'll do what I can. I'll spend what I can,
If she needs handles, I have no problem with that. But because the carpet's bunched in the hall, I'm not gonna agree to put a whole new carpet throughout the whole house. And your opinion, Bratz, and whatever,
The reason she has a carpet on top of a carpet at the front door is because there's a hole underneath it. And that's a trip hazard.
That
And
could
having
be
the rug
repaired.
over it, that's a trip hazard. You can't just fix that. The carpet has to be replaced in order to do it.
well, that's your opinion, I'm not sure it's mine. I'd wanna
Then
talk
find a
to
solution.
somebody.
Well, do it before she trips and breaks her neck there. Get somebody over there today and have them fix it. Why not?
Why?
Because she can trip there
Because
today.
you're trying to
She
spend
nearly.
money that I have, and
No.
you're not gonna do it.
I don't care about your
Yes, you do.
dadgum money.
Yes, you
I
do.
don't care. I
You
would.
wanna spend it.
Oh
You
yeah.
wanna spend the money that I'm in charge of, and you're not gonna do it.
Oh yeah. I want to spend it to fix the holes
Fix
in her
it.
floor.
You've got enough money, you fix it.
I will if you're not. It's
Thank
your
you.
house.
Thank you.
Oh yeah,
Fix it.
sure. I'll do the welfare for you. I'll fix your house
Thank you.
so that the poor 96-year-old who lives there
Oh, man.
doesn't trip. She nearly tripped there last night. That doesn't. You don't care?
Of course I care.
Then fix it. Not one thing I'm saying is to benefit me.
Yes,
Who
it
cares?
is.
If you replace that carpet, that's your house. You're improving the value on your house. You're not doing one thing for me. That's not. How does that help me at
Because
all?
Mother gets the benefit of all of that.
So what does that do for me? I'm not
It gives
asking
you
for
peace of
something
mind.
for me. I'm asking you to fix that house for her. And you're acting like I'm asking for something there for me. I'll never benefit from that. I will never. It's your house. I'll never benefit. It's not going to raise the value of the house so I get something out of it later. No.
But
It's
you're gonna see
fixing the
me
house for her.
spend money.
Oh,
You know what?
I-
I'd be glad to get somebody that does carpet to go and give us a solution for that area. Are we gonna put carpet throughout the house? The answer is no,
why?
because we're not gonna spend the money. It's not needed. No.
Look through the whole house and see. I pointed out a couple of the areas to you. Look at the whole house. Look at all the
Be glad
carpeting.
to. Look at it with you if you want me to.
Yeah. No, just walk through and look at it. See. Okay. Well, I'll. I need to think through, and see where we go from here. I'll go through the stuff that Mother gave me this weekend and look at it in detail. And then, we'll have to kind of figure out. Where
It's
we go.
interesting that you're crying about 40 years ago, and yet what I did for she and Dad when we bought the ranch is more than 40 years.
What? I'm sorry, you lost me. I don't know.
Runyon Hudson.
What about them?
How many years ago was that?
I don't have a clue.
Yeah, you do.
No, I really don't. I've never, I've never kept up with all the stuff you all do out there.
Think about it, it's 83. Started in 83. How many years ago is that?
Well, but what is that? I don't understand what the point is.
You don't like for me to bring up things that relate to you 40 years ago, but you want to say, well, I'm going to look through this like maybe you let her invest in the ranches and she didn't get the money back.
Well, I don't have a clue. You inferred to me that we were going to look at documents. My hope was that we were going to walk away from this and be able to meet with Mother tomorrow or whatever and say, Mother, here's the things that, Frankie has this, this, and this. Here's your sources of income. That was my hope. That's why I've not spent any time looking at this stuff.
If Mother asks me to show you, I'll show. I'll just soon turn it over to you, because you love to do that kind of stuff. Hey, that's great.
What? I don't know what stuff.
Dig through these documents.
I mean, if there's some value in it, of course I'll do it. I'm not going to do it just for kicks, but
Well,
But yeah, I mean, I do my homework. I try to.
I guess there's value in it. I mean, I keep it in order from Scott. Mother looks at it. Sometimes she forgets, and I remind her. All I'm doing is keeping it for her benefit, not for mine.
I'm not raising any issues with that. I don't understand the point, I guess. That's fine. Scott, does what he does. He makes money investing people's money, so, if he's doing a good job, that's great. I don't have a clue, because I don't see it.
Well, I'm sure you would have a better idea of how it could be done better.
Not necessarily, because I don't know what he does. I have no clue what he does. I have left that completely up to you and Mother, and I have purposely.
I think Mother's been taken care of pretty well, my opinion. My conscience is clear. I want you to hear that. Have I spent money on a rug? No. Am I going to spend money on a whole new rug? No. Am I going to put a roof on it today just because James says it should be done? No. Escondon says we're okay for right now.
I'm not asking you to do anything just because I asked for it.
Well, you're saying roof, you're saying rug.
Yeah, well, I am saying the rug needs to be done. Yeah, I am saying that. The roof, I think, should be done. But, it's not my house, so I'm just telling you, you typically, keep things in really good condition, and that one is not in really good condition. It's just, it's not kind of your signature thing that you would do. You normally do keep things in really good condition. You fix things up. That one is running down. I just feel like it should be fixed. Doesn't benefit me. So it's not like.
It makes you say to yourself, oh boy, I'm trying to take care of Mother and my brother. Oh, I'm doing such a good job of pleading Mother's case.
No, I invest my life in taking care of her.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
I do.
I'm proud of you. I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, it's dripping.
And all the care you've given the family all the years.
Yeah, I have. I was there with Daniel till he died.
We can go back as many years
as
you want to, so think about that, because year for year I'm going to match you. And I don't think we're going to gain much positive by pulling something like that. Just think about
to do what now? I don't understand.
Well, you're saying, I'm going to go back through this and look at all this stuff. For what?
Because she gave it to me and asked me to.
Okay.
So I'm going to do it. Because she asked me to. I'm trying to give her the runway. I'm trying to help her understand how she gets from here to there.
Her, it looks like Bill set this up. Do you think she'll understand that?
If I say, Mother, I feel like now that I see a path to get you through the next 6 years so that you can live, either here or up there. You can live comfortably. Here's the path. Here's how much it'll cost every month. And yes, you can cover it. Here's how much you have to cover it. I think it would take so much stress off of her. I think it'll just absolutely
change. Why don't we say that to her right now and then see that it happens? Why don't we do that?
That's what I asked for. Do a spreadsheet and let's see how much she needs and how much she's got. I don't have any of that information. I can't draw that up. I don't have any of that.
Well, you give me an idea how much you think it needs to sustain her. Because we probably aren't going to
Well, let's start with the income. Let's start with the income. Let's figure out how much she's got. And if that means I need to get Scott Newman and Mark Laterza if you don't really know, and then I need to put together the numbers, then okay, I'll put together the numbers. I'll figure out, what I think it's going to cost us for, doctor per year for the next several years.
I think
all
Medicare's taking care of that.
No.
And the supplemental insurance that we pay
It's not.
for is.
She's, the doctor's moving to a concierge plan, and that Medicare's not going to pay for that. That's going to be all out of pocket. The actual medical care will get covered to whatever degree by Medicare, but the plan won't be. So that's going to be money out of pocket. So I mean,
on a piece of paper, let's look at it.
Well, exactly. I'll start mapping. I'll get that stuff, I guess, this weekend. From her. I'll ask her to bring some bank statements and stuff, and I'll start trying to put together what I see and project as expenses, and then we're going to have to get information from, I guess who keeps her Scott Newman stuff, her statements. She has them. Well, then give me those, and I'll start looking at those so I can understand.
If she wants me to give them to you, I would gladly give them to you. I'll give them to you right now if you want to call her and say, Mother, would it be okay if Frankie turned this stuff over to me?
We can do
Be
that.
glad to.
We've got to keep the pressure off of her on this stuff, I can tell you, because
we're not headed in the right direction to do that, for sure.
No, I am.
Yeah.
My focus is that's why I came over here one-on-one, because she doesn't need to be in on this stuff.
Hello?
Hi there. I'm
down my, so I'll just say okay.
Frankie and I are sitting here talking. He wanted me just to ask you for your permission for him to give me the file that he has from Scott Newman. I guess that's Raymond James. Are you okay if I look at that?
Sure, that's okay.
Okay.
And bank statements?
Bank statements, are you okay if I look at those?
Sure. That's perfect. All right.
Okay, very good.
Do you know how much longer you're gonna be there?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Have you checked your sugars?
I have not. I will right away.
Okay,
I'll
please.
text it to you.
Have you eaten lunch?
I'm finishing right now.
Okay, but you didn't check your sugars before lunch?
No, I did not do that.
Okay, well,
So I'll wait for you to.
an hour, please.
Okay. I'll go ahead and I'll text it.
Okay, all right, just,
I'm not feeling prepared today, so
well, your speech is a little slurred, so, yeah.
I have a little food in my mouth.
Oh, okay, well then that's it, I'm sorry. Okay, all right, very good, well,
I'll work on it, I'll text you.
okay.
I'll wait an hour and then I'll do it.
Do it and then text me and let me know how it turned out, please.
Okay, I will. Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Bye-bye.
Hope all's going well.
Thanks so much. Bye-bye.
December, apparently she didn't give to me. I think she has them over there. And here are bank statements. Same way, November, December missing.
So this is, I'm guessing, what she gets out of it every month? I don't know, this is my first, well, it's probably easy to see it here. Deposit. Social Security's $22.84. I don't know, there's a deposit. There's a deposit of $1,000, but that doesn't tie to this. Okay. Well, let's see if maybe there's gets any clearer. Deposits. Maybe it is, because there's 1,000. There's 900. So maybe those are the Raymond James. Okay. These are all. So this is the bank, right?
Right.
And this is the. Okay.
Stop. Mm-hmm. Let me see how far back this goes that I'm giving you, but it ought to give you a good. Those are good back to 18.
Okay. Well, for your notes, keep track, because what I'm taking then is wait, this is 17. This isn't even 19. Is this going the other way?
Well, you're looking
15. No, this is 17. So we're not even into current years, are we? Is it because of how I picked it up, maybe?
Yeah, that's how you picked it up. Maybe that's how I gave it to you. Let's see if this is. No, this is 15, so. Order. Now start looking.
Now it's 17. Okay, so those just need to go back here somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
What are they? We can put them back in.
17. I don't think that goes that far back.
Yeah, it goes back to 15. So here, I'll find the spot for you. And that way we just know the whole file's complete when I give it back to you. What months of 17?
January of 17 and January of 16.
9. Oh, wait. Okay, so are you doing so it's the same month but each year. Okay, all right. It's not chronological straight down. All right, I'll figure these out then if I can. Okay, so basically I've got 19 back to 15 is pretty much it, right?
19 and 18.
Okay. Yeah, and you're saying you don't have current ones on this because that's old. That's October. No November, no December. And Mark Laturza gets copies of these? Is that what you said?
He gets the summary at the end of the year.
Yeah, okay, yeah. And so does
he gets anything he wants, of course.
Or Maureen does? Both?
Mm-hmm.
Why are they both doing it?
I think Mark was doing some.
Oh, yeah, okay. Okay. It's not that they were doing separate things, it's. Okay. Alright, well, I'll do what I can. I'm gonna go through and try to see what I can project, and then, we're just gonna have to sit down and look at the income side sometime and see what we can do. And hopefully we can work on something.
Sounds good to me.
Bueno. All right, to work. 1:30. bien, ¿cómo está?
Bien, gracias.
How are you? Good, thank you. Off and running.
Keys, notes, and outlines for our 5-year study, including Hosea. Or if you prefer,